A brief overview. Vitamins, nutrients, and what is choline?
Okay. What is a vitamin?
I think a vitamin is something that is needed for proper growth and nutrition and is required in small amounts.
Well, that's good. What are your thoughts on a nutrient? Are they the same thing?
No, they're not. Because I said nutrition in the definition of a vitamin.
Are you aware of the different types of vitamins?
Vitamin A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Can I ask you, have you heard of something called choline?
No.
No? You haven't?
No.
It is
A vitamin?
kind of. It's kind of like a vitamin, but actually it's not so much of a vitamin. It's a micronutrient. And some people will say it's a water-soluble vitamin, but it's not. It's water-soluble, but it's not a vitamin.
Choline was discovered in 1862 by Adolf Strecker after heating lecithin obtained from bile. Mr. Strecker chose the name after the Greek word kol. Lecithin was discovered in 1850, naming it after the Greek word lekithos, meaning egg yolk. In 1865, another substance was identified in the brain called neurine by Mr. Liebrecht. After a certain period of time, it was later realized that both of these nitrogenous chemicals were indeed the same, and choline was adapted. Lecithin turned out to be phosphatidylcholine. In 1854, the cytidine 5-diphosphocholine pathway was described, in which choline is incorporated into phosphatidylcholine. Another pathway was identified in 1960 called the phosphatidyl-ethanolamine N-methyltransferase pathway, otherwise the PEMT pathway. Before 1921, we didn't know how nerves communicated with each other. Acetylcholine was discovered from fungi, and when applied to organs, it had activity similar to those produced by activated nerves. In 1932, that was when it was discovered evidence that choline might be an essential nutrient. In 1990s, it was eventually determined that choline was essential, and the dietary reference intakes were set up for humans in 1998. The adequate intake of choline is approximately 550 milligrams per 70 kilograms of body weight, with more being recommended during lactation and pregnancy of females. The upper limit for choline in humans is 3 grams per day for an adult. Choline can be produced endogenously. However, it is still needed in certain amounts through the diet. This is because choline is important in many different functions in the body. Choline is a methyl donor, giving methyl groups needed to make S-adenosylmethionine. It's important for the neurotransmitter makeup of acetylcholine. It helps make up phospholipids such as phosphatidylcholine and sphingomyelin. Betaine is formed from choline, which is important in the kidney glomerulus and helps with water reabsorption from the kidney tubules. Other things that choline can help with are platelet activating factor, choline plasmalogens, lysophosphatidylcholine, phosphocholine, and glycerophosphocholine. Choline is widely distributed throughout the body. In fact, it has been shown in animal studies that choline is in the liver, the spermatic fluid, the brain, the spinal cord, i.e. the central nervous system. Even the adrenal glands have about the same choline content as other structures of nervous origin. Choline is also found in the blood, but at lower amounts, and there is a difference between those mammals that were starved or those that were fed. Choline's bioavailability depends on the absorption from the intestine. One's gut microbiome can actually play maybe a part in the amounts of choline available to use in the body. This is because gut bacteria can degrade choline to betaine. It's thought that sometimes the variations in humans is due to the different microbiome bacteria in one's colon/intestines. Choline is transported through carrier-mediated transport in the intestine. Intestinal mucosal cells and pancreatic secretions contain enzymes named as phospholipases, which hydrolyze phosphatidylcholine in the diet. This forms free choline, which enters portal circulation of the liver. All tissues accumulate choline by diffusion and mediated transport. One place for storage is the placenta. Other tissues where it is stored is the liver, the kidney, mammary gland, and brain. The metabolism of choline is very interesting. Because choline can give off methyl groups, it is good for one-carbon metabolism. It is also involved in oxidation reduction reactions. The liver and the kidney are places of major sites of oxidation. The oxidation pathway diminishes choline's availability to certain tissues and is important in the generation of mitochondrial ATP, also known as adenosine triphosphate. Due to choline's involvement in the homocysteine pathway with methylation, choline can have nutrient interactions with folate, B12, methionine, and even zinc. Supplementation of choline is usually in the form of choline chloride or choline bitartrate, and sometimes lecithin, which is really a form of phosphatidylcholine. You can see here, though, that choline citrate is another form. Large doses of up to 5 to 30 grams of choline per day have been administered to humans with neurological diseases. It's also noted in those who are on total parenteral nutrition or those with fatty liver are sometimes at a risk of deficiency of choline. In order to assess if somebody is deficient in choline, some things can be done. One would be to start by looking at one's liver function tests, because a lot of the times there is an elevated alanine aminotransferase level in the blood. One can also examine one's plasma choline concentrations. These vary in response to the diet, and it is in the water-soluble fraction as free choline. One's fasting plasma choline concentration can go from anywhere from 7 to 20 micromoles per liter, with most subjects having concentrations of 10 micromoles per liter. As of right now, this is not the best marker because these do not seem to decline approximately below 50% of the norm, even when subjects fast for more than a week. The final thing one can use as a marker is if they have fatty liver, then they're more at risk of having already a deficiency. This is done through special imaging techniques, such as a CT or an MRI.
Thanks for watching. Bye.